What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. We actually just got a special guest in the studio right now. I know everyone is having a legendary day. It's a special legendary day. I know a lot of our listeners are Giants fans, and Buster Posey was just introduced as president of baseball operations for the Giants. So, man, your boy's doing really, really legendary. But first, before we go through the intro today, I wanted to bring out a special guest today. Hold on. Let me do this. Hi, Mama.
Hi, baby.
All right, everybody ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mama. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mama.
Thank you.
All right. So Jason says, my co-host, I put him in the green room so I could bring you on. But he says, Mary escaped from the womb day, Mama. That's what Jason says. From the womb day.
Okay.
One of our boys that comes on the show every now and then, Jason has a show, says happy birthday. Yeah, everybody in the chat saying happy birthday, Mama.
Okay, tell them all thank you. And I really appreciate it.
Everybody can hear you, Mama. You're on the show.
Oh, okay.
All right, Mama.
All right.
I'll talk to you later, Mama.
Okay, I love you.
Love you too, Mama.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. All right, y'all. Sorry, I had to do that. You know, when you give birth to me, you get special privileges that nobody else gets. So, of course, we're going to break down this Niner dub and everything for y'all, but we had to take care of that. You know, my mama doesn't always have a birthday every year on the show, but when she does, hold on, let me just get my mama out of here. Okay. I had to take my mama out of the show, but yeah. I put fucking Jason in the house. It's your birthday on Friday. We'll have to give you a birthday toast, brother. But yeah, anyway, her birthday doesn't happen every year on the show, but when it does, I like to bring her on air and sing her happy birthday. So thank y'all for indulging that for a second. We're gonna go ahead and go through the intro, and we'll go ahead and get the show cracking. Today's episode is sponsored by Power Brand Systems. Need help getting new customers for your business? Let Power Brand Systems help you grow with their powerful tools. Visit powerbrandsystems.com/Niner Faithful Radio for more info. If you like our content and would like to support the show, consider leaving us a tip in our tip jar at ninerfaithfulradio.us/tip jar. Join our exclusive membership community where you get exclusive NFR content not available anywhere else. Join our exclusive chat, 20% off of all non-sale For the Faithful by the Faithful gear, and much more. Visit portal.ninerfaithfulradio.us/login to join.
For the Faithful by the Faithful Season 4 apparel is finally here. To see this year's designs and also save 20% off of Season 1 through 3 designs, go to ninerfaithfulradio.com/shop. Tune in for Madden Stream Wednesday as we stream this week's game on Madden 25. Follow us on social media at Niner Faithful Radio on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and TikTok, and at Niner Faithful R on X.
All right, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, faithful of all ages, let's get the show cracking.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown, John Taylor.
Niner Faithful Radio, the show hosted for the faithful, by the faithful, brought to you by Power Brand Systems.
What's cracking, Jason?
Glad to be out of the Kyle Shanahan doghouse.
Yeah,
As
right.
Angel was talking about it.
For
I
real.
like how every time I don't know when I started doing the Mary Escape from the Womb Day thing, but I've done it for years and years now, and everybody's like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
Hey, no, for real, bro. I like that. My mama was cracking up. I like
I
that
heard-
shit. I
I
always
heard
thought that was I always thought that was a cool little thing. Now, her birthday doesn't fall on a show day every year, so I kind of figure it's something I could do for her. Have the internet and sing her happy birthday.
Oh,
It's a
sure.
privilege of having your son having his own podcast. Like I always tell everybody, my mama is a Lions fan. I actually almost usually I talk shit and remind her today, the day she was born. Literally the exact day my mama was being born, the Niners were whooping the shit out of the Lions. So but yeah, fucking Angel over here.
TJ is
Yeah,
much more
so
forgiving than Kyle is.
no, I'm way more forgiving than Kyle is. Kyle will fucking banish you to fucking
I'd be
Chicago.
in the doghouse till next season.
For
I
real,
didn't get
for real.
kicked off my Friday show. I'm like, nope, you can't do the Friday show.
Yeah, no.
That's how Kyle rolled
Yeah.
that shit.
Fucking for real. So as we get into today's show, I want to preface this by saying, I'm not going to act in here like we're back and all of a sudden we're fucking favorites of the Super Bowl because let's be real, bro. They're a bad football team. That's kind of my initial takeaway. Like, cool, that's how it's supposed to look. We're supposed to whoop the shit out of them, and everything like that. But truthfully, and nobody's at least you
Angel's
have
got my
Thursday
back.
show. At least you would have Thursday show. Oh, by the way, after the show, I wanted to talk to you, see if we can get a kind of vibe about the shows, and I have a couple ideas on how we can do everything for next week. But
Right here.
right
Next
here, bro.
Tuesday.
I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. Like this is
I'm not sure how we're going to set up the room, but both of us will be here this
We'll
time
figure
next week.
No, I'm actually really super pumped, bro, because I've never had a in live. I've had one in studio guest before, but I've never done a show like, oh, look, I could reach over and give my co-host a high five. Like I've never done a show like that wasn't, hey, we're trying to figure out how the fuck to do this on my phone while showing both of us and the Lasco that
San Jose.
but yeah, listen, nobody's talking about this and everything, and I understand. I'll never apologize for a win, and it feels good, especially after last week, to get back in the win column. But that turnover to start the third quarter, I'm like, bro, if that happens to Kansas City, we might lose that ball game, bro. That was kind of my initial thought was, damn, the Patriots are kind of that bad, bro.
Well, I mean, this was your classic case of this is what happens when your varsity team plays your JV team. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that as a disrespect to the Patriots in any sort of way, but obviously after 50 years of having Bill Belichick as your head coach, now they got Mayo in there. There's going to be a bunch of stuff they've got to flip over. Yeah, I saw that bullshit too.
Yeah.
So they're a team, obviously on the lower end of the talent spectrum, and they've got to rebuild to see if they can ever get back to what they were with Brady and Belichick. But that's going to take a few years. Because, I mean, they've been down for the last few years as is.
I mean, they played hard. They remind us a lot of us in 2017, where I didn't feel that they caved. I don't feel that it was, the fourth quarter, they packed it in and everything like that. Let's be real. If they had a little bit more talent, they could have really made this a ball game, bro. Like, they could have. It was pretty clear. Once they brought it down to what was it, 10? Once they brought it down to 10, and then we went right down the field and scored the touchdown to bring it back up to 17. I was like, okay, they're not winning this game. This ball game's over. But I ain't gonna lie, my butthole to start that third quarter was a little clenched. Was a little like, is this going to be a repeat of the Yams game? And then it was made pretty clear.
Yeah, it's part of that just because we've had such bad luck the last few weeks. You know what I mean? We were almost in a PTDS kind of, situation to where like, oh no, here we go again. This is where it all falls apart. There's special teams again. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But at the same time, it's just this is also the kind of game that we needed to get everything going, to get back on track. Wasn't perfect by any means, But like you said, you don't apologize for a win.
Never, especially coming off a 2-game losing streak. Let's be real. I mean, the penalties. Look, I was literally talking to everybody. Matter of fact, big shout out to Mark. He might be watching the show right now for the first time. I gave him a business card. Met him in the food line during the third quarter, or maybe it was second quarter. It was shortly after Fred's pick. I met him in the food line getting some chicken tenders and shit. But that was a teach tape. It's some dude I met at the food line at the game.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant
I was talking to him and everything like that. And
Gotcha.
I was like, yeah, I did a podcast. He's like, oh, what are you guys on Instagram? And I just slid him a business card. And I was like, you name it, bro, we're on it. So he said he would tune in the show today. But anyway, that was a teach tape on how to block that George Kittle did. So I thought the officiating was horrendous in this game.
every announcer, commentator, everybody's been calling it a trash ass call.
I don't see that, but you know what? In a way, I was almost more excited because I was like, okay, how do we respond? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. Brock had 3 fucking touchdown passes and 1 fucking. But I mean, it was just, to me, I was fired up. Obviously, Kittle Corn caught the touchdown, dope touchdown.
Outmossed 3 people.
Outmossed 3 people. I mean, I felt like this game with that play by George Kittle and obviously the pick 6 by Fred Warner was the leaders of this football team saying, okay, this shit stops here and right now. You know, like that's why I got fired up. And to see the response of this football team after facing some serious adversity. You know, okay, it was a close ball game, bro. And George Kittle admitted, he kind of said it tongue in cheek and half jokingly, but he was like, yeah, I was a little irritated that Fred Warner had just as many points as our offense, you know, at one point in time. So
especially for the NFL's, you know, one of the elite NFL offenses, you know what I mean, when it comes to scoring.
And so I know that people are going to say this, you know, and everything. I thought Kyle came out throwing the ball too much. I thought this was going to be hey, we're going to run it down your throat type of game, and it did towards the end of the ball game. But jumping just first into initial thoughts. First drive, I mean, it was at one point in time, Jason, they had less than 100. I looked up at they flashed the passing yards on the Jumbotron and everything. They had less than 100 passing yards at one point in the fourth quarter.
I believe they weren't doing much of anything.
And sure, you preference this by saying that they're a bad offense, especially once their center went down and they started suffering some injuries. They're a bad offense. Jacoby Brissett, although hell of a backup, you know, great cannon arm, you know, a beast to take down. He's not a starting quarterback in the NFL. But what I love most is the Patriots. I want to say their first 3 drives, or the first drive, they come out, run the ball, and then obviously at 3rd and 6, they're going to pass it. And they didn't get shit. They got a total of those first 2 plays. Hold on, I got it right here. Mouse keeps on tripping. Those first two plays, they got a total of 4 yards running the ball. And to me, that was, let's be real. We knew this. We talked about it on Friday. They're going to come down. They're going to try to run it down our throat. Let's be real. That's being an underdog on the road in the NFL 101. Run the football, pack your special teams, your defense, and run the football. And that was clear what they were going to do in this game. And it had been a weakness of ours. And
what are special teams?
I know, right? That's a different
story.
I
had to throw that one in there.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little jealous seeing their kicker make a 63-yarder that could have been good from 70. I was like, I want to believe in Jake. I want, because let's be real, they're not going to cut him anytime soon. But I'm just like, damn, bro, why can't we do that? Cuz
Jake is fine as long as the game's not on the line. He will make every field goal in the first, second, and third quarter. But when it comes down to winning a game or putting us ahead in the fourth quarter, that's when he's going to suck. So just don't kick it in the fourth.
I mean, look, realistically, as a fan base, we should say, how about not depending on our kicker to win the game, especially when you're supposed to be the number one offense in the NFL, right? Like
Yeah.
that's how I would look at it if I was a coach is, well, how about we don't even put the game? But realistically, the NFL has too much parity. You're just going to get in the tight games where field goals matter. And so as it stands right now, I was fired up because I remember I said this on Tuesday, I said this on Friday, and I said this in the pregame. When's the last time that you could say our D-line won us a football game? Jason, our D-line won us that football game on Sunday.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, everybody showed up on the D-line, whether it was, Bosa, who did everything, especially in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, he was everywhere. I mean, and the thing with Bosa is that he's had games like that to where he just hasn't had the sacks and the tackles to back it up. But as far as the pressures and blowing stuff up in the backfield, he's had a couple of games like that. There's actually a little bit of some Leonard Floyd.
Yeah, he's the one that forced that throw that Fed Warner picked off.
Yep. Malik Collins was just blowing things up left and right. Had that nice strip. Was it him that stripped it?
Him and Kevin Givens both had strip sacks.
Yeah, and Kevin Givens obviously showing up. And then you know how I've been feeling about Evan Anderson since preseason. They put him in. Props up to all the young guys. Bunch of our young guys got a bunch of playing time today. Evan Anderson was up there blowing up double teams and holding his own with double teams the whole time. What's up, McNiner? How's it, my brother?
I mean, I think that they proved that last week was a, hey, we know this team. We're tired of getting our asses kicked by them. And I'm sorry, I always will say what Eddie did. Eddie D said, you show me a good loser, I'll show you a loser.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The Yams did not beat us. We lost that game. Anyway, what's up, baby? That's why.
What's up, Steve-O? How's it, Steve-O?
So yeah, that's what we're gonna kind of go ahead and do.
Your mic sounds muted, like you did something with it.
Hold on, better.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You're good.
Okay. Had to move it closer to me. You know what? We're gonna go a little bit out of order, but since you brought up the D line, we're gonna go do the sponsor read, and then we'll get into the Bam Bam defensive MVP.
This segment is brought to you by shop49ers.com, the official online store of the 49ers. Use our affiliate link in the description to get the latest official Niner gear, save 10%, as well as help out the show.
Make sure you go ahead and use that link in the description. Get yourself this hat, any hats. I know I saw Steve-O was like, I didn't like any of the caps this year. I didn't like any of the
He's
caps
right.
on
That's
mine.
trash.
Well, and the problem is it's like I understand a little bit of problems that they have with hats. It's like, dude, how many times are you going to slap a SF on a hat? I mean, let's be real. They over the course of 70-something years, they pretty much made every design of every hat you can make. Hurts the sponsor read, but truthfully, I believe the team store kind of had a lightweight, more of a better selection than online because there were some exclusive team store ones. And apparently I'm supposed to have a season ticket only online store. I haven't been able to sign in or figure it out. I'm actually curious to see some of the shit that they have in there. But that's why I got my hat from the season. Y'all are going to see it the Chicago home game. I'll bring out the new hat for that game. But that's where I got my hat. And even that was more of I need a new hat. Fuck it, it's $20 or I think it was $25, $30. I don't even remember how much. It was more not just, oh my God, this is the dopest hat in the world. It was just more like, I need a hat. This is the cheapest hat, and it looks dope. All right. I wasn't blown away. But anyway.
I'm thinking about buying some of the, because my girl likes the Crucial Catch hat, so I'm thinking about buying a couple of those for us.
Couple of the crucial catch hats, yeah. Defensive Bam Bam MVP, defensive MVP of the week. Mr. Kevin Givens, 2.5 sacks, 2 solo tackles, and a tackle for loss. I mean, honestly, let's give it to the whole D line. That was the first time and it's so funny because why I gave it to Kevin Givens is he kind of highlights my point here. Is a big discussion point this week in the Empire was what are we going to do without Javon Hargrave, right?
Obviously, get better,
especially when Jordan Elliott went down, and all they were telling us was knee. So I mean, let's be real, Brad. You think knee? You're thinking.
We all know where our heads went. I know where everybody instantly where all of our minds went.
So I got me a smooth gray. Yeah, actually, you know what? I've been thinking about switching it up and not getting more of a the gray Niner hats or whatever. But we'll see next year. But yeah, I'm fired up because to me, this is where the depth of the football team showed up. Nick Bosa had the game closing sack, and everything like that, the strip sack, and he was whooping ass all day. That poor left tackle, bro. He was abusing him.
He got abused up and down the street.
He was beating like a redheaded stepchild named Nancy. I mean, it was. I felt so bad for him. I really did. I was like, bro, that can't be easy. And especially like, I remember one game, one of my very few high school games I remember, or high school football memories I have is I went to football camp at Valley Christian that Merton Hanks put on, right? And that's where I met Ricky Waters and a lot of Derek Dees and a lot of the Niners when I was a kid. And there was this dude, I mean, like, let's be real, he was probably an average motherfucker, but this motherfucker seemed like all pro, right? And he was just whooping my ass the whole camp, bro. Just I had no shot. I remember one time I literally ripped his shirt off. Like, that's how bad I held him, is I literally ripped his shirt off. It was just hanging on, like by the collar and everything like that. And I remember just like even they actually switched me to tight end. But I remember even like Merton Hanks and all the coaches, which were players and everything, just kind of looking at me like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, there's just, and that's how I felt like he felt. Like, he just knew, like, every time he lined up, he just knew he had no chance. I felt so bad for him. But, yeah, it was great. Leonard Floyd, Nick Bosa, all that. But what fired me up even most is that without Javon Hargrave, it's players like Kevin Givens that are going to have to step up. And I'm not saying he's going to have 2.5 sacks and have this type of game every week. Shit, next week it might be Jordan Elliott or Yortos Gross-Montos or Sam Okuwanu. That's how you say it.
Okuwanu. I'm saying Sam. Have you read up on his story?
No.
Great story.
Yeah.
Coming out of Liberia and all that kind of stuff, and then didn't start playing football until he was a senior in high school. All this kind of stuff. Great story. Good story, but go read up about Sam Okuwanu.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and look up Sammy Okuwanu. But I was so proud of myself because they were saying it a lot. He had a hell of a game. There were multiple people that we could have gave the Bam Bam defensive MVP of the week to. And so obviously
that's one you could have just put the defense up there. Like defense.
I was trying to find a whole picture of our D line, but I honestly was.
No, what you should have put up the when after Fred's pick six, when they were all in the end zone dancing, you should just put that one up there for them.
Yeah, there you go. But no, honestly, it just fired me up because, defensively, that was our best game. Like, shit, that might have been our best performance since 2022.
Might have been. Most dominant for sure.
I mean, it was like, and yeah, we want to preference this by saying it was against a bad football team. What's up, Terradome? Good to see you, baby.
What up, Terradome?
I always know this. The worst, it's a showism, Jason. I say it all the time. Hardest thing in sports to do is the thing you're supposed to,
Yep.
And so, fired up. Offensive MVP of the week. I mean, is it really going to be any other man? Jordan Mason. I mean, where is this?
On track to beat the 49ers rushing record at this point. Granted, it's 4 games in, but he's on track.
That's kind of weird to say, bro. Like, that's just not CMC last year. No, Jordan Mason. Where would the Niners be without Jordan Mason, bro? I think we'd be
We'd
in
be
this
hurting right now.
really
Because who would be a
serious.
starter right now? Would it be Isaac Guerrero? Would it be Patrick? I think it'd be
have to
Patrick Taylor.
Or
we probably would have traded for
I'm
somebody.
about to say trade for somebody or something like that, which is giving up more draft capital, which is the last thing this football team needs to do.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Jordan Ponchez. That's what the P stands for. Ponchez. Jordan Ponchez Mason. You could have gave it to the O-line. I thought the O-line played phenomenal yesterday.
McKivitz was like number
pressure.
9. Pooney and Trent were top 10 in PFF, and then, or excuse me, I think McKivitz was like, he was not number 9, but like he was like, they were top 5, and he was like number 9. Let me see if I can find it again. I was like, what?
Yesterday was Colton McKivitt's best game as a pro.
Oh, by far.
By far. And that's the type of thing that, you know what, hopefully if this fucking David, you're so grimy. Wow. You know what? Dominic Pooney graded higher than Trent Williams. That's saying something. Colt McKivitz, 82.1 overall grade. I'll take that 5 times, 6 days a week and 5 times on Sunday, bruh.
Yeah.
So, but David, you know you're wrong for that, bruh. You know
right
for that. But yeah, bro, that shit had me dying laughing. I had to bring that comment up. But yeah, so hopefully, if this is the overall message I have for the show today, is awesome, great game. You know what? I did think that was very very interesting that Kyle.
Who is worried about Spurford? Are we really upgrading anything? And you know what I mean? It's like, okay. The only thing that gives it any sort of credence to me is that was Buford's spot in college. Okay.
Yeah.
But again.
So you're what?
Spencer
in
Burford.
Your third, fourth year in the pros, and now they're only finally now, when it was clear that there were issues last year at you playing guard, right? Like, let's be real. Spencer Burford got benched for John Feliciano.
Yep.
Spencer Burford was benched. And at no point in that time period did they think of switching you to right tackle, like even as a backup. So sure, but I will say that if this trend continues, I hope ultimately it means why I picked Dominic Pooney as my rookie of the year is that he not only took the number one weakness of this offense last year and, brought it to average, he made it a strength. And if Colton McKivitz can have this type of effect, or I'm sorry, if Dominic Pooney can have this type of effect on Colton McKivitz, yeah, bro, I think this offense is.
How's it, Jess?
What's up, Jess? How you doing? Hey, iron sharpens iron, right? So
it's like aluminum or like plastic sharpening plastic.
Hey, probably works. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. Hey, lightweight does feel a little sharper, bro. No. So that's how I want to just view this game. Is awesome. That's what it's supposed to look like. Where the fuck was this 2 weeks ago? Or the last 2 weeks. Now do it again. And again. And again. And you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, cool. We saw this versus the Jets, and then what happened against Minnesota? It doesn't really mean shit if we come out and we lay an egg against the Cardinals.
Yeah. Make sure you do this every week, not every other week.
I mean, fuck, can we just play the AFC East every week? Because except for the 2020 year, Kyle's never lost against the AFC East. He's 5-2 against the AFC East, and both of those losses came against Miami in the Brandon Allen game. We don't need to rehash that. And then in 2020, what was basically Fred Warner and a bunch of, former security guards out there versus Josh Allen. in an empty stadium in Arizona.
That's still one of the weirdest things ever, man.
Bro, I literally like. It's just sometimes I think back on that and I'm just like, was that a dream? Just that whole year, bro. Just
The
that
whole year was just
like,
weird.
did we really live that? I mean, I'll never forget. I'll never forget sitting at the sports bar that we watched week 1 at and everything, and seeing Levi's, and knowing that I would have had a pretty good chance of being there at that game. You know, in the first game in 2020, if the stadium was opened, seeing cardboard cutouts in the stadium, you know, and like literally hearing no noise, just nothing, just like, you know, pumped in crowd noise, and looking up and the sky was fucking orange.
Yeah.
Like oh man, it was the craziest shit ever.
The only cool thing that to me that we'll never get back is just like sharpening popsicle sticks. Is like, I wish Peyton Manning was around for 2020, because with all his calls and all the shit that he could have done, could you imagine what we would have heard?
Audio. Yeah, the
audio from him with all the stuff that he used to call. That would have been amazing to hear. And I loved
audio.
We heard all the shit talk and all that kind of stuff that we're never going to hear again, because obviously, more than likely, we're never going back to empty stadiums.
Yeah, hopefully. You know, I'm actually what I might do this year on the next Monday night we have. I'm actually kind of curious about this. I've never listened to the Manning cast, because let's be real, any Monday night we've had,
it's good
since they started doing. Every Monday night that we've had since they've started to do it has been a home game. So I've been at the game, you know, so I've never had the opportunity. So I actually might see a way that I can record it or something to see if I can, because it sounds dope to get the, you know, analysts from Eli and Peyton Manning, and now they've had Bill Belichick. Who, have you seen the commercial? The what is it? It's not Uber Eats. I think it might be DoorDash, where it's like he's taking like questions and stuff like that, and it's that one kid like, how do I get a it's like, how do I pump people up at halftime or whatever? He goes, you could try to say, let's party. And it starts going like this, trying to like, it's him pretending to dance and stuff like that. But it's so funny because he's being goofy and like, but he just has his, you know, trademark Belichick Stone Cold face on and everything like that. And he's like,
if I watch the Monday night games, I only watch the Manning cast. Peyton gets real, like Peyton, especially when it comes down to like 2-minute drives, stuff like that. Peyton gets hella into it. Or if I watch the Thursday night games on Amazon, I watch the Amazon broadcast that they have on it.
Oh, with Sherm?
No. It's the regular broadcast, but then it has all this extra stuff on it. Like when the guys, when they come out in the huddle, it puts like spotlights on all the receivers. It tells you how fast they're going and all this stuff. It's pretty cool to watch.
I might have to, if I'm going to read. I'll have to, you know what? I'll have to do it because I'm going to renew my Amazon Prime for Christmas. Obviously, you know, getting everybody's Christmas presents and stuff like that. So I know that we have that Thursday night game against the Yams. So I
watch it on the Amazon cast.
Well, I'll be at it, but I'll have to ask
to
record it. See if we can record it on Amazon Prime or something. Or you know what? Maybe not. Or well, no, that would be a home game too. Shit. I was about to say maybe next year when we open up the season on Thursday night. Ooh. Anyway. Yeah. Overall, I mean, your overall thoughts on the game, Jason?
Great game. As far as mentally, I really thought this team was a little mentally shot, especially after the last couple of week back-to-back losses and everything. Again, I'm not getting crazy excited over it. Yes, I'm glad we got a win, but got to keep it in perspective. It was against the Patriots, one of the lower tier teams in the league right now. But sometimes you have to play a team like that just to get your brain, your mindset back, get your confidence back. Now we just got to navigate through some of these injuries and some of the stuff that's moving forward. But otherwise, you know what I mean? So we can almost have, when you look at it, back-to-back weeks against lower tier teams in order to, get everything in order. Get our shit together before we start going on a long run of, really good teams. So we got,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
So, we got back-to-back weeks of doing that, and I forget where I was going. There was another thought there, and it kind of left.
And then get prepared for. Let's be real. The season starts the game you and I are going to.
Yes.
That's when I really feel like the season starts, and it's like, okay, it's big boy football now.
It's go time.
Although they did lose,
preseason's over.
The preseason is over. It's big boy football time, because now these games are starting to, we got divisional games coming up. We got some, it was Adam Sandler in the longest yard, or no, it was that was the longest yard was the one that he was in prison, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he said, when he was at whatever school they said he went to in the movie and everything like that, he goes, we would schedule our opening game against just a fucking garbage, basement dwelling team and everything, kick the shit out of them, and it got our confidence, our swagger going and everything like that. I think that's what we needed. We needed to go out. We needed to kick a team's ass and to remind ourselves, like, no, we're that team, bruh. Like,
Yep.
Didn't look pretty. That's the best I've ever seen a quarterback look, only completing 15 passes. Jason, I remember you saying when we did the season preview that you wanted to start seeing Brock say, okay, this is my football team, bro. Like, I'm the quarterback, I'm the face of the franchise. Like, it's mine. And I thought Brock did that. I thought, even though stats and all that, and that's why you don't box score watch, ladies and gentlemen, because no, Brock's stats, I mean, the yardage is pretty impressive on only 15 throws, but no, his stats don't look the most impressive that you'll ever see on a football field. But to say that man is not a franchise quarterback after the game that he had, especially those first couple drives were yet again carrying the fucking offense on his back. I mean, there were several plays where I thought Brock was getting sacked that I'm just like, how the fuck did he get out of that, bro?
Hey, he can actually run to his left now. He couldn't the last couple of years.
Yeah.
That's one of the weakest, or that was one of the weakest parts of his game. Mm-hmm. But he has gotten it to where he can flip his hips around real quick and get stuff to throw. So
I remember one particular. I want to say it was the incomplete to Debo in the end zone. That, let's be real, I don't know how the fuck that wasn't PI, but or at least illegal contact. It was that particular play. I remember thinking he was going to get a sack. He ran, flipped his hips, and fired the ball to Debo. And I'm like, yeah, the pass wasn't complete and whatever. It's like that. But just seeing that skill set right there, I was like, how can anybody, and not saying he's Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, but how can somebody say that he's not a top 5, top 10 QB?
Actually, I think he is Patrick Mahomes to an extent. If you look at their yards, passer rating, touchdowns, all that kind of stuff,
I saw
they're practically equal. The only thing that's missing is the Super Bowl. That's literally the only thing missing.
That's it. Which, you know what? I was just telling my girl this last night and everything like that. I'm like, missing, sure, you could go back and nitpick every, play and everything. Brock, I'm sure there were plenty of plays in the Super Bowl he'd love to have back. I said, but you know what? Brock Purdy walked off the field 3 times in the fourth quarter and overtime with the lead. 3 times. He walked off the field with the lead. That's what I would say about Brock. Yeah, no, to me, I'm more impressed with Brock the more I watch him, because it's the little intangibles that you see. Like, all right, bro, we know you have the accurate arm strength. We know you're accurate. We know you're a great processor. We know you're athletic. But can you do the little things like that? Like, instead of falling back in the pocket, move to your left, move to your right, step up. I wanted to give you, I'm thinking about starting this segment in the show and everything if we could start finding something every week. But I found this today on Facebook, and I thought this was pretty interesting. I'm pulling it up right now. Juwan Jennings has more receiving yards than Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, and Jamar Chase. That's when I heard that, I was like, okay, we got to talk about that on the show, bro.
I mean, that one game. One game. I mean, he's
that
played good all year.
Let's be real.
He's
Game did it, yeah.
Yeah, he has had a very good season overall. But this is definitely the coming out party for Juwan Jennings.
I would say this. Like, it's clear right now without CMC, Debo is the number one target in this offense. To me, I put Juwan number 2 over Kittle Corn.
Yeah.
Over Kittle. And y'all know I love George Kittle, bro. Y'all know I love me some Kittle Corn. But right now, crunch time, it's hey, we gotta have it. I'm going to matter of fact, I might even go to Juwan over Debo.
I wouldn't blame you. You know what I mean? It's just
yeah.
And it's just because where Debo almost needs plays manufactured for him, and that's not a knock on Debo. Please don't. That's not a knock on Debo. Everybody knows how much I love Debo. What's up, Mr. Corona? Thank you for showing up, brother. Debo was somebody where you got to manufacture plays for him, and then he makes the big plays. You know what I mean? You get him open, then he breaks everything. Juwan is more the guy. Just throw it in my area, and I'll figure it out once it gets to me.
Yeah, it's clear. Look, I bet you if you put a gun to Brock's head and said you got to have it pass, and you have the option to go to any receiver on this team, I bet you he says Juwan. I bet you he says, because let's be real. We said it. I want to say against Minnesota. A lot of the offense that revolves around Debo is get the ball in Debo's hands quickly and watch him break 15 tackles.
Yeah.
Right? That's Debo's game. We love it. Should have almost carried us to a championship in 2021. But that's what Debo is. Debo is, I'm getting the ball in my hands quickly, and I'm going to break tackles. Because people just don't, by the time the third and fourth quarter roll around, teams just don't want to tackle me.
Yeah. Them big old thighs of his are just like, no, I'm good.
It's just that's why that hit he got first play of the game and everything like that. Everybody's Patriots fans are woo and all that. I'm like, yeah, holla at me in the fourth quarter, bro.
Right. Because Debo was gonna run that hard.
Yeah. You ain't making that hit in the fourth quarter on Debo, baby. So holla at me in the fourth quarter. And
no, he'll make that hit, except he'll go backwards about 3 yards.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, yeah, you're gonna I wanted to ask you a question, but I had to mention this. I had my girl dying laughing yesterday. She's starting to really kind of understand more of the nuances of football and everything, and like how good players really are, and kind of like she was almost like I was growing up in the 80s and then mostly the 90s, with the Niners, which is, and then the 2000s taught me like, no, not everybody's Jerry Rice. Not every wide receiver is going to have this type of production. Mm-hmm. Not every quarterback, Steve Young. Not every receiver is T.O. So I was explaining about Trent and everything yesterday, and I showed her that video of we broke down the video of the dude running away from him in
the business decision video.
Yeah, and I told her, I said, babe, you literally see. I said he's running. I said that's his play. He's supposed to run there and attempt to, either run around or, get through that offensive lineman and make the tackle. I said, you could tell the second he's looking, he's running, and the second he identifies 7-1, he literally flips his hips and runs the opposite way. Bro, I've never seen my girl laugh that hard, bro. Just what I said, babe, I was like, I've been watching football my whole life. I said, I'm sure in the over 100 years of the NFL, there's been plenty of players that made people do like that. I never seen that shit. I said, I saw that shit live. I was like, where the fuck is that nigga going? Right? And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, he made an instant business decision and everything like that.
You've never seen a business decision made so fast before in your life.
I say he must have watched the highlights of what he did to that Cardinals linebacker his first game as a Niner. I said, because that man said, no, sir, you are a walking concussion right now, and I don't want none of that smoke. You are walking CTE right now.
That's not even CTE. That's just like knees, back, hip, shoulder, all at the same time.
Oh, God. Like, ooh.
Oh, so you're not going to be here Friday, right?
We're probably going to leave. My girl did get the credit card. So, probably. You mean Friday for the show?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about Friday there.
Oh no, Friday for the
no,
stream.
no, no, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so since we won't have a chance to talk about this on Friday's show, I want to ask you.
Yeah.
So, where does Ricky Pearsall fit in with this wide receiver core right now? Where the hell does he slide in?
Are you putting him over? Are you putting him over BA?
No, I wouldn't put him over BA.
For those who don't, real quick, I want to update everybody. Pretty much everybody that was injured from the game is day to day. They have not made the decision on whether to open up Ricky Pearsall's window this week. Kyle said they'll make this. I have a feeling they're going to make the decision next on Tuesday. We'll see on Wednesday.
His debut could be up here.
That's that. Honestly, Kyle was asked today if not just because of what he went through getting shot, but it's not like the man was practicing all training camp before that. He was asked if he will need a longer ramp up period in order to get into action and everything like that. And Kyle said, we'll wait and see. I want to see him in practice first and everything like that. Honestly, my initial thought after listening to Kyle's presser yesterday, I think Ricky's going to come out that tunnel and shit out, bro. I think that's the first time we're going to see him.
Okay, so hold on real quick. So, Steve-O, we are right now with what you're saying. Am I reading this right? You'd put him above Jennings right now. You put him above Juwan.
Yeah, no, I'm not putting him above Juwan.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like I want to make sure I'm reading that right from Steve-O is all. Because you could almost make a case for – I was just like, if you want to put him against Debo because Debo hasn't been playing great, or let me rephrase that. He just hasn't been given the opportunities because he's been getting open. He just hasn't gotten the ball. So there's that. And I think that's a little bit of just Brock not being completely comfortable with him, blah, blah, blah. But that's neither here nor there. But I don't think you can even slide him at number 3 or at number 4 because obviously Jennings is playing damn near as the number 1.
And he's mostly in the slot, which is what Ricky Pearsall is. He's a slot receiver.
I mean, so would you go him over Cowie? Chris Conley? These are all guys who have played well at times. So
that is an interesting subject as we get into this and everything like that. Oh, I mean, of course, they're only going to play him a handful of plays and everything. Like that. Like he's not having a real serious impact on the team this year. Even the Niners admitted that Ricky Pearsall was drafted with the future in mind. Ricky Pearsall wasn't
unless he just goes absolutely fucking bonkers.
Yeah, unless he just goes bonkers and everything like that. So I wanted to, since we're not going to be on this on Friday and we didn't get an opportunity to rap about this, where are you with BA short skate?
With his what?
Short skate, that when he threw the tantrum.
Short
I wouldn't call that a tantrum. I don't know if you've seen the video.
I would. I have seen the video. I call it double tantrum.
It was not a good look. He was clearly having a shitty attitude.
Yeah. He got called out on it by Kyle. Yeah. You've been called out by your parents on shit, and then you got pissed off and you acted like a little bitch kind of thing. I mean, then that's kind of what it looks like he did. He got called out by Kyle. Was it in the broad spectrum of things? Is it kind of a stupid thing? Yes, but there's a reason why things are like are that way. You know what I mean? Just like, look, dude, my dad was a fucking drill sergeant. I grew up with my hair had to be fucking this short, this long. My bed had to be at this angle for this shit. I grew up. I thought stuff was like that, but when it comes to, from the aspect of the military, you're out in war and your gun is pointed in the wrong direction by half an inch or something like that, you end up killing somebody on your side. So it's just one of those things where it's just like it seems small, but in the teams, when it comes to like being team and all that kind of Steve, it's just straight disobedience of that. But there's a reason why you do certain things at certain times in certain orders. There's a reason why you wear the certain shorts, in a certain weather, whatever the reason was. Don't do it.
I'm on BA side. I think it's fucking stupid. Who fucking cares what shorts you wear to practice? But like, I understand you do things for a reason, and like, it's a part. And Kyle has to, because if you let BA slide on it, then like it'll have a trickle down effect.
Yeah.
How coaches lose locker rooms, or a way that coaches can lose locker rooms. So while I'm on BA's side, what the fuck does it matter what shorts I wear to practice? I'm on BA's side of that. When you take it into the optics, where BA admitted himself that he made more things more difficult with the contract negotiations towards the end, where basically it sounds like pretty much the deal he ended up signing was on the table for a while, and he just simply didn't sign it because he fucking didn't want to, or I don't know. When you come into the optics of the offseason that he had, the fact that he hasn't been the most productive. I thought he looked fine yesterday. I'm not necessarily going to put that drop on him. It was a PI. I felt that the DB did get there early.
I think that was a ball Brock kind of knew there was nobody else. There was nothing else for him to do with that ball, and he threw it there simply to give BA a shot at something. Like nothing's going to happen of this. Let me throw this in the end zone, and maybe BA makes something out of nothing.
He's been doing that a lot. Look at the Juwan throw. Brock had no business throwing that throw, Jason. Brock had no business throwing that ball.
He had no business throwing the Kittle.
Although I will admit, when he let the ball go, he was open. Now the players of the Patriots rallied to George, and it became more of a contested throw. Honestly, I thought it took a little bit too long for the ball to get there, and that's why Kittle ultimately had 3 players around him. I thought Brock needed to put a little bit more oomph on it and get it there quicker, and it wouldn't have necessarily needed to be. I like wearing a Wendy t-shirt at McDonald's. I mean, like,
that's kind of the way to go.
I mean, look, I understand rules are rules for a reason. You don't always necessarily agree with them. I mean, for example, perfect example. I didn't get chewed out. Just my boss simply was like, "Oh, hey, we put a hat here for you." Last Monday, I worked last Monday. Wore my Niner hat. That's my thing. I wear whatever. If we win, I wear my Victory Monday shirt on Monday. We lose, I just wear whatever t-shirt I wore for the game. That's just my thing. Like regardless, every Monday I'm in Niner gear. Now, I understand that I cannot wear my Niner shirt to work. And this is why you don't let it slide. I saw my lead on Friday or Thursday, whatever the last day I worked, the week before that, she was wearing a Yankees hat. So I thought to myself, okay, fuck it. Monday I'm going to wear my Niner hat. Right? Now, ultimately, I didn't take the hat off. You feel me? And he left. He just kind of put it there. Was like, all right, I'll see y'all later. And I ultimately didn't change my hat, because he was gone. It was like, whatever, But yeah, I remember at Noah's, it was quite a controversy. They tripped off of it sometimes. They didn't trip off of it other times. Like there would be times where I would wear my Harry Potter beanie to work, and they wouldn't say shit. There were times I would wear it and they'd be like, TJ, you can't wear that, and everything like that. So it's about setting consistently. It's about setting a standard. And it's about, especially with the Niners who have built such a emphasis on culture, such an emphasis on practicing the right type of way, and the cohesion of the team. So do I think Kyle was wrong for what he did? No. You've got to do that. That is your job as the head coach. You have to treat BA the same way that you would treat Jacob Cowan in that situation. There is a balance. Like, let's be real. Trent doesn't need 2 fucking lockers, but he's allowed to have two lockers because he's Trent Williams. So there is some give or take to it, but
BA hasn't reached that point yet.
No, BA has not reached that aspect.
He's got
BA has
10 years of being number 1 in the league before he can get to that.
Let's be real. Trent's allowed to have 2 lockers because if he retires, we're fucked. That's why Trent is allowed to have 2 lockers, basically. Like, if you get to the point where the team is fucked without your ass, you can do pretty much what you want to do too. So last thing before we start to wrap it up here. Let's see, what else was it? Yeah, everybody's day-to-day. Kalia Davis's practice window will be open on Wednesday. Kyle said he'd be surprised if his practice window wasn't open on Wednesday. Thank God, because Kalia Davis looked like a beast in the preseason.
That he did.
And
I want to see Khalid Davis and Evan Anderson side by side and know that defensive line. I can't wait to see that.
Brother, it's going to – in a way – look, like we obviously wish Javon was here and everything like that. But in a way, I'm glad because, now it's going to be our depth. It's not just going to be, hey, we're relying on Nick Bosa, Javon Hargrave, Leonard Floyd, and Malik Collins, who – all those people talk about Malik Collins was old as shit. I wonder how they look now. Now, come holla at me in week 16, and in the playoffs, I get it. But
there's one play where he just said, whoop, and just moved him on the man.
He's clear to see he's got grown man strength. He's a pro's pro. So my only concern with Malik Collins is he's looked amazing so far. I will say upgrade over Eric Armstead just because of his availability, maybe not necessarily play-wise or talent-wise, but I'd rather have Malik Collins 17 games this year than Eric Armstead for 10.
Yeah.
But my concern with Malik Collins is, okay, holla at us at the Lions game. Last home game of the year. Come holla at me then.
How's he going to be doing in the NFC Championship game kind of thing?
NFC Championship
how much
game,
gas
Super
is left
Bowl,
of it?
Exactly. But ultimately, I'm fired up because these injuries are almost a blessing in disguise because, A, none of them except Hargrave seem to be long-term. And, B, we played 7 rookies yesterday?
Yeah, almost every – like I said, I was so happy to see damn near every rookie that we had out there at some point. And they all played really well. Bernardo Green is the nickel cornerback going forward. There's no reason to put Yadin back out there. No, absolutely no reason to put him back out there. DFF should not be playing anymore. By the way, you saw we signed back Jalen Graham. I'd rather see him out there than DFF.
I saw they said signed a linebacker to a 1-year deal. I didn't click on the
It was Jalen Graham, so welcome back in the building, Jalen Graham.
Love it.
Bethune got some playing time, and he played pretty well.
The winners went down.
Exactly. So
Mustafa, I need you to make that tackle on 3rd down.
Besides that one tackle,
and I kind of really want you to come up with that pick. Tips and overthrows, got to get those and everything. But when you're talking about a rookie 4th round pick, in his first NFL start.
You see a pancake that lineman on Fred's return?
Jason,
he put a man that's probably about 350 on. He was half that man's size and put him on his ass.
It was so funny. There was this dude who, let's say, was way overserved yesterday and everything like that, and coming up to me, hyping me up and everything. And we were actually talking about Mustafa and everything like that. I was like, bro, when you got John Lynch talking about you're so damn yoked, that's something, brother. So I love it because the depth of this football team looks like it might be a little real deal. My girl mentioned last thing she said to me before she dropped me off yesterday. So I was telling her, I was like, okay, babe, love you. See you. I'll call you when I get out of the stadium. Because I like my girl. I don't want my girl driving when it's I'm not even out of the stadium because Lord knows it could take a minute out of there. So I call her when it's okay, babe, I'm actually on my way to our spot. But one of the last things she said to me, because I told her, I said, hey, babe, it's either going to be a legendary night and victory pussy and everything's all great. I said, or it's going to be a pretty fucking rough car ride home, babe. And everything, just kind of giving her a heads up. And she goes, I get it, babe. But one of the last things she said, yeah, go ahead, play it.
Just watch the number 6 guy. Boom!
Woo!
So ran his ass over.
He didn't blow him up or anything, but let's be real. Malik Mustafa should have been put on his ass right there. So the fact that the opposite happened, yeah, bro. I need more of that in my life. Hold on, I gotta play it. It's my first opportunity to play it this season. I gotta play it. Hold on.
Oh, I know what you're playing.
Where is it? Mustafa.
Do it again.
Anyway, So she looked at me. She goes, "Babe, it happens with the Niners. I've noticed it. They'll come out. They'll have a game 2, last year 3, where we look like shit. It's the building's on fire. It should Kyle be fired and everything. And the next thing you know, we rock off like 7 in a row.
7, 8 row. Yeah, that's
and so it's very true. I want to say minus the, and people seem to forget this because people get so trapped into like recent history, as in last year or whatever. But I would have to go back and officially look. But except for the 2 Super Bowl years, this team ain't exactly a fast team that starts off fast. 21, we were 3-5.
Yep.
So I'm okay with it. It's unfortunate that it has to come earlier than later in the season, just because of the division games coming up. I think I will say this. I think it's important we beat Kansas City. Not necessarily so we could revenge the Super Bowl, because at the end of the day, they'll still go like this. But almost like the Cry Girls in the 90s, or in 81. Dwight Clark talked about how let's be real. We all know the history. Cry Girls beat us three straight years in the Super Bowl and everything like that. I want to say it was either Bill's first year or their second year. They came in. I think we went to Texas Stadium and they fucking mollywopped us and everything like that. And 81, they come here to Candlestick and we put the hurt on them and everything like that. And that set the stage for the catch game and all that. But yeah, like you just said, Jason, you pointed your head mentally. Because I think it is important. Let's be real. I'm gonna say we're gonna play the Chiefs in the Super Bowl until proven otherwise. That's just my mindset going in, going into the season is, hey, we're having a rematch with the Chiefs until proven otherwise. But that mental aspect, that hey, can we really beat these motherfuckers? And the mental, like what game's 90% mental, bruh. So the confidence that's necessary to say like, yeah, we beat these motherfuckers. Yeah, I think this is. So unfortunately, we got to get rocking and rolling and everything like that. But it's starting to look like at least we're trending in the right direction. Jason, final thoughts?
Good win. Let's get this, keep this momentum going.
Yeah.
We should. This team, we're playing another team that's on the JV side of things, maybe a little bit better because Kyler Murray's always been that little thorn in our side. No matter how good we've been or how bad they've been. Kyler Murray, just for whatever reason, just a little.
Stretch your hamstrings.
And I don't mean little just because he's tiny, but he's always been like a little thorn on our side. But it's definitely another get right game kind of thing. And this is going to sound bad. I'm not looking forward to the next week because I know we're going to have some fun next week. But we got to get through this week first.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was thinking this to myself. I start work tomorrow and everything like that, and I'm like, other next, let's say, like, I think once I get to Saturday, I'll be all right, because it's like, okay, and then next, Saturday I'm kicking it, playing some video games and everything. Sunday we'll go to the Niner game, and then pretty much my girl's gonna pick me up, and if she should probably already have been started packing, and if I'm not fully packed by Sunday, I'll definitely be, finished packing by Sunday night, So I was like, is these next, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, are these going to be some of the slowest days of my life?
Yes.
Like legitimately, like, are these going to be some of the slowest days of my life, bro? But yeah, I'm totally with you, bro. So I'll see you Monday, but everybody will be. Oh, are you doing the reaction show?
I'm going to try to.
Okay, so we might get that going, but definitely see. I might hop in.
Literally, I'll see you Monday.
Yeah, literally see you Monday. But I might hop in depending on lunch situation and everything. I might come in from work and just hop on for a couple minutes on Friday and everything like that. But I'll see what's cracking.
I've already got it planned out and start going on Friday. So if nothing else,
right.
me and Angela will be on tomorrow, and then Friday I'll have our normal show. But Thursday, well, me and Angela on Thursday, and then Friday will be the normal show.
Hey, damn, you ain't never lied. How the fuck
It
is
is.
it week 5 already? Damn,
Dude, today's the
shit's
1st
going
of
by
October.
fast.
The
Yeah, that
1st
is
of
pretty
October
crazy, bro.
already, man.
It does legitly seem like I was getting fired up. It just seems like yesterday I was getting fired up walking in the first day of training camp, bro. And here we are, damn near, we're already a quarter of the way through the season pretty much. All right, bro, stick around. I got to holler at you about something. All right.
Five for Tell Lover, one love, chat.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all tuning in today. Make sure to catch the Madden stream tomorrow. Jason and Anto on Thursday, and then Jason Solo Bolo on Friday with maybe a guest appearance by me on Friday. Awesome win. Obviously, everybody's happy. Keep it going. And then the immortal words of Fred Warner.
Let's get this done tonight.
Oh, sorry. Wrong one. And the immortal words of Fred
If
Warner.
you see this face, that means it's Dunk City! On to the next.
Let's do it, baby. Faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners.